Boom. Keep them coming.
What's going on, everyone? Bobbybarks here, and welcome back to my FM23 Journeyman series here on YouTube. This is episode 9, season 9 of Bobby's Journey, where we start from humble beginnings and hopefully work our way to the top of the football pyramid. We've done 2 seasons now in South Korea. For those of you that have been here from the start, from episode 1 we started unemployed with no coaching qualifications and was picked up by an Indonesian League 2 team, which was Persikat Tegal, which we then took on to success in Indonesia, moving on to China, where we then got success in the Super League there, and now we're in South Korea. So 2 seasons with Gangwon, we've developed a very, very good squad. I'm picking up here right where we left off in the previous episode. Came to a bit of an abrupt end. I do apologise, I was stretched a little bit for time, but I did manage to complete the live com, which enabled us to win the league and defend the title that we won in our first season here. So we've now won back-to-back titles here in South Korea, and we're purposely staying with Gangwon throughout this episode until we've completed the Asian Champions League. Now, it's a tough competition as the Asian Champions League, but South Korea are the number 2 reputable league in Asia, just behind Saudi Arabia, and we're the number 1 team in South Korea. So we've got a very, very good chance of winning the Asian Champions League, and so far we're in the group stage and we've been quite successful. I will show you that in a second, but first I just really wanted to pick up right where we left off after we defended the title, just show you the average ratings of the players and some of the squad that we've got now and how good they've been. So Adam Ida, who is the striker, is a known player in FM, obviously at Norwich in the Championship, in the base game and in real life. Is a very good player in the Championship, and a lot of people consider him to be a bit of a wonder kid, below par wonder kid in comparison to a lot of other players, but you know, a lot of people do consider him to be a wonder kid on FM23. We managed to capture him last pre-season for free. He'd been released by Norwich. We managed to entice him to come here, and he scored 39 goals in 37 appearances. He's been fantastic for us. Hai Jae-hoon is one of his main centre-backs, 18 goals in 41 appearances. He goes up there for the corners. He's dominant in the air. Very, very good centre-back. Choi Sang-min, I said to you at the start of the season that we were struggling on that right-hand side of the attack, the inside forward position that we play in our formation. We let Thalys go, who was the Brazilian. We let him go because we had a decent offer for him, and we used Choi Sang-min instead of Thalys, but I didn't think he was as good as quality, but he's proved me wrong. Been his 3rd best player, 7.33 average rating, 25 goal contributions in 32 appearances, so you can't complain with that. The new goalkeeper that we brought in, Tae-yoon, been fantastic. Lee Bum-young, stop it. But he's been great again this season. He's replicated what he did at the back half of the first season, where we brought him in. He didn't play much in the first half of the first season that we were here, but then in the second half he got an opportunity, played really well, and he's continued that form in season 2. He's been fantastic. So we've got a very, very good squad. You know, it's a very good team. We've been quite fortunate with the way Jeonbuk have had end of season collapses. So last season, you know, they lost 3 out of the 5 playoff games, and again this season they've done exactly the same. Lost 3 out of the 5 playoff games, which has enabled us to pip them and win the league. So we've been a little bit fortunate in that respect, that they've had a bit of an end of season collapse, because otherwise it's been pretty neck and neck between us and Jeonbuk. They are, in real life, kind of like a Bayern Munich, a PSG, the kind of the dominant force in South Korea. And the fact that we've been able to challenge them for the title has been very pleasing with the short time that we've been with this club and the turnover of players that we've introduced. But as I've said to you before, those tweaks that you do, those players that you sign, the staffing that you bring in, because I like to have the best staff in the league, and I've been able to do that here at Gangwon, has all contributed, I think, to us winning the league, really. It's all those kind of things that have been put together that have just allowed us to gel. We've got a good formation. It seems to be working. You know, tweaked a formation that I downloaded off FM Tactics, tweaked that a little bit in Indonesia. It brought us success, and I took it to China and now taken it to Korea, and it's still working for us. and with the players that we're able to identify and bring in to suit the formation. So very, very good. Hannibal's in there as well, 12 assists, 2 goals in 42 appearances. He's had a good season with us. Not as standout performer as what he was at Mighty Lions and Persicat, which is the other teams that we've had him at. He's the one player that's been with me at all 3 clubs, and he's basically continued the success that I've had. You know, he's won titles in every team that I've been at with me. So me and him, I like that. Got a good relationship. So yeah, we've had a very, very good first season. We've still got a couple of games left to play at the end of the season. So I'm going to play those, and then I'm going to kind of jump forward a little bit into the new season, so I can kind of show you where we've been at with the Asian Champions League. So, as you know, we also got to the Domestic Cup final again. We've had a pretty comfortable run. We ended up playing against Jeonbuk away and Gimpo away, which were 2 teams that we played against in the Cup the previous season. But we managed to win those games. I was quite fortunate with the Jeonbuk result. We played them away in the league straight after that, and we lost the league game. So we were quite fortunate that we beat them in the Cup game. And then the semi-final against Suwon. We were at home, but Suwon were 3rd in the table. And at one point in the league, they were above Jeonbuk as well. They were 2nd in the table. But we had a very good win, very good performance against them, beating them 5-1. And then we got into the cup final against Seoul, who were a decent team, but I had the away leg first, and once I'd won that, you know, I was fairly comfortable that we'd complete the domestic double again, which we did. Bit of a tighter game at home, 5-3, nice high-scoring game. However, we've done the domestic double for the 2nd season running, so we've done the double-double here in Korea. And I don't feel like there's anything else left for us here other than the Asian Champions League. Now, so far at this stage, we've only played the group games. I showed you 3 of those games in the last episode, because we played those during the season, where we'd had good results against Perth Glory, Sakai and Ryomyong. Ryomyong was a comfortable 10-0 win. And then we've played those 3 teams again in the reverse fixtures since I last showed you where we're at. So we've won all those games very comfortably and finished top of Group J, which takes us in to the round of last 16. And in the round of last 16 we're going to play SH Port, which is one of our old rivals when we were playing in the Chinese Super League with Mighty Lions. SH Port are a bit like the Jeonbuk. They're the dominant force in China. Up until the point I went into Mighty Lions, and Mighty Lions have kept up there with them since then. But SH Port are a very, very good side. But if you remember when I first came here at Gangwon, we played them in a testimonial game and we beat them 4-0. And Gangwon are a much better team than what I had at Mighty Lions, so I'm content with playing against SH Port, and I'm comfortable and confident that we should get a result against them. But we'll go play these games off camera, and then we'll come back in and show you the results. So first leg against Shanghai Port was at home. We completely dominated the game, 3-0 victors. We limited them to 2 shots on target. They had a lot less possession than we did. We were the far better side and fully deserved the win. Adam Idar with 2 goals, and Han Jae-hoon picked up a goal as well. So good first leg victory here at home. But could we get through the round playing them away? Well, yes, we could. Idar scored again, Jae-hoon scored again, and we had a 2-1 win. Again, we were a much better team. They had a little bit more possession this time round because they were at home, but we just completely dominated them. Like I said to you, we're a far better team here at Gangwon than what we were at Mighty Lions, so I was always confident going into this, but I am a little bit surprised at just how dominant we were against them, because Shanghai Port were kind of up here when we were in China, but now they're down here that we're in South Korea. So really pleased that we've managed to get through the round of 16 and on to the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals we ended up drawing another South Korean side, which was Daegu, who aren't a bad team, but I've always had good results against them. So once I'd drawn these, I again was confident that we should get through to the semi-finals. We played them away first, and again we were the better side, more shots, more possession, but it was a tight game. They don't concede a lot, don't Daegu, so we got the victory 1-0 away from home. So taking that advantage into the second leg, playing at home, confidence was high, and so it should have been. Another 3-0 home win. Game was a bit tighter in terms of shots, you know, they had a lot of shots, not as much possession, but they did utilise their possession quite well, and they did put us under a bit of pressure, but we were always comfortable at the back. We've got a good defence now. Pedro Henrique has come into that back line this season, and he's just been brilliant along with Jae-hoon. It's a very, very good back partnership. And like I said to you earlier in this video, you know, Tae-yoon as the goalkeeper has been brilliant as well. So we have a very good defence now, we have a very good attack and a very, very good midfield. So nice win, through to the semi-finals. But who were we going to play in the semis? Well, we were either going to play Perth Glory or Mighty Lions. And I was kind of hoping for Mighty Lions, and I'd have done that as a live com if we'd have drawn them, because playing against the old team would have been quite fun. But Perth Glory somehow went to Mighty Lions and won 3-0. So when Mighty Lions got a 2-2 draw away from home at Perth, I thought they were going to go through and we were going to play them. But Perth Glory went there and won 3-0, which were quite surprising, because if you remember, Perth Glory were in my group at the start of this tournament, and we swept the floor with them. You know, they were a poor side in comparison to us. So I'm playing them again, and we're playing them in the semi-finals, and then we will play somebody like Al Dahail or Al Ain in the final. So we'll end up playing either a Qatari club or a UAE club, which I'm quite surprised at, because the two Saudi Arabian teams got eliminated. And I think that's good for us, because that means we're now the top ranked team left in this competition. And first leg at home against Perth Glory, no surprise, they had a player sent off in the 12th minute, which helped. Don't get me wrong, it helped. And ironically, the manager of Perth Glory is John Aloisi. Now, if you've been with me on this journey, you'll remember that we played against, I think it was like Western United or something like that, with Percy Cat Tagal in like the Asian Confederations Cup or something like that. It's like the lower level to the Champions League, a bit like the Europa League in European competitions. So we played against his team when we were manager of Percy Cat Tagal, and he told us it was going to be an easy game in that, and we ended up beating them and knocking them out. So it was quite funny back then when we were in Indonesia. But yeah, John Alois is now the manager of Perth Glory, so he's ended up coming up against me again, and now it's me that's saying it's going to be an easy game, and so it was. Totally dominated possession, totally dominated the shots, 32 shots, 15 on target, 4.00 XG, 5-1 win. I'm kind of through to the final without having to worry about the second leg. And in the second leg it was a 3-3 draw. I changed a couple of things, particularly the left winger and the defensive midfielder. I gave other players a bit of a run out. I still kept a strong side, I didn't want to lose the game. Yeah, and they scored 2 goals in the second half. We were winning 3-1 at half time. And they scored 2 goals in the second half, and it was a much closer game. Again, we dominated possession, but in terms of shots and XG, it was fairly even. So, but yeah, 3-3. We're through to the final of the Asian Champions League. Before we get into the final, though, I'll just show you how we started the season. So we played Jeonbuk away from home, lost 2-1, then played Busan away from home and lost 1-0. So we lost his opening 2 games, and I'm thinking, oh dear, this is not going well. I think the team must know this might be my last season here, and they're not performing for me. But then we had 2 back-to-back wins, a draw, which was a bit disappointing. But we've gone unbeaten since then, and managed to string 5 wins on the bounce together. So we've started picking the form back up again. And getting up there, and the eagle eyes of you will see that we are actually first in the league, only by a point. And I know we've got a game in hand, but Jeonbuk again, I mean, they've lost 4 games in total. We've beaten them at home, but then they've lost 3 other games, which was quite surprising. losing to Daegu, lost at home to Ulsan, and they've lost away to Seoul. So they're not the team they once were, I don't think. I think we've now replaced them as the dominant team in Korea. So even with a game in hand, we'll go essentially 4 points clear. And I kind of think that even without me, if I move on, Gangwon will be in a very, very good place and will be a top team in Asia and South Korea for a long time after I've left. So this is the team I'm playing in the Asian Champions League final, and they've got, a couple of decent players. Tobias Gullikson looks pretty good, and Al Hassan Yusuf looks pretty good. They're paying some top wages out, so they've got plenty of money here in Qatar. I don't really see anyone recognisable, and they've not got a big squad by any stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players, that's it. That are real players, and then the rest are just made up of grade youth players, so I'm semi-confident. I mean, like I say, they're paying a lot of money out, but a lot of these are people I'm not familiar with. So we'll see how it goes. I think we should be the favourites, so I'll play the first leg off camera, and then we'll come back in and pick up the second leg as the live com. Well, yeah, they had more possession. Fair play to them. They're at home, but 22 shots to their 6, 8 on target, 2.37 xG, 4-1 win away from home. I have to admit, I thought the Asian Champions League would be more difficult than this. I don't feel like we've played a top side at all. I think Shanghai Port's probably the best team we've played, and that was easy enough for us. So yeah, I don't feel like we've played a top team, and it might be me that, we've just created this super team essentially at Gangwon that every game kind of feels a little bit easy. Winning the South Korean league has been easier than I expected. With this team, when I took over this team, I thought it'd be more difficult. I always aimed for second place, but winning the league in the first season and then defending it in the second season, and I know there's been a bit of luck with Jeonbuk's collapse at the end of the season, but yeah, I thought it'd be more challenging, but it seems we're winning everything at the first attempt. But it is what it is. I can only play against the teams that are put out in front of me, kinda. So we'll go do the second leg as the live com and hopefully bring the Continental Cup home. Well, here we are for the second leg. At home, here against Duhali, I think it's pronounced. And we've gone 1-0 up, potentially offside. Let me just slow this down for you a little bit. Not offside, by the way, so he does put us 1-0 up. I mean, he's been like a god in this league. Why he came to us on a free transfer, why he didn't go to another English club. I mean, he could have probably gone and played in the English Premier League, but he decided to come to us. I don't think there was anyone else in for him. I saw him on a free and thought, we'll have a go at that, and he agreed to come. And just like that, it's 2-0, 6-1 on aggregate. And yeah, I don't know, I just expected it to be more difficult. I didn't expect to win everything at the first attempt. Oh, great defending. I don't think the post bit of luck, but yeah, good defending not to concede there. And they're putting us under a bit of pressure here, but they've got to score 5 goals. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, what a volley. So close. Oh, Edar again, nearly. So it looks like we're going to go in at half time. 2-0 up. I've essentially just told him not to get complacent, which, you know, speaks for itself, really. Well, they still need 5 goals. There's one, he looked offside to me, but looks like the ref's not even looking at it. So they pulled one back. Can they get another 4? You watch. So yeah. Here I am saying how easy things are, and they all just need to score 5 goals, and it's a done deal that we've won this. FM's gonna doom me. 2-2. 6-3 on aggregate. They only need 3 more. They've got 30 minutes. 1 goal every 10. Come on, guys, you can hold out now. Long ball up to Ida. He's got on the end of it, and he's hit the bar. I think that was a decent save from the keeper. I think he got fingertips to it. It looks like they've died off a little bit now. We're starting to gain a bit more possession. It's a nice through ball, just not as accurate as I'd hoped. Long kick up, but we've got the possession back. Hannibal. Oh, just couldn't find Ida. Oh, he's found Lee Bum Young, and there it is. Oh, please, ref. He wasn't offside, surely. Goal awarded. 3-2. Game set match as far as I'm concerned. I think, for me, I mean, this won't be my last game with Gang 1, but now's the time I'm going to start applying for other jobs. I'm going to take a look at the vacancies, see what's out there, and start applying for something. I don't particularly want to go to Europe just yet, but if that's all that's available, then that's where I'm going to go. But I kind of want to go to South America, but I don't want to go to a crappy team. I want to go to a team in the top division that's a bit like a Gang 1 or a Mighty Lions, you know, a team that can challenge with the right tweaks and the right recruitment. So we'll see what's out there, see what's available. But as far as I'm concerned, we've completed Asia. Winning the Asian Champions League means I kind of feel like we've completed this continent, and it's time to find another continent. And we have leagues loaded up from all the continents. We've not got the big 5 from Europe loaded up. We've got them loaded up as view only, but not playable. But we've got all the leagues in South America. I've only got Mexico, I think, loaded up for North America, and we've got South Africa loaded up, as well as some of the minor leagues in Europe, like your Austrias and Switzerlands and things like that. But we've not got the big 5. I think we've just got Netherlands and Portugal as view only as well. So I wouldn't mind eventually going to like Austria, Poland, Croatia. I know we had that offer from Adjuk Split, but wasn't the right time. But if that opportunity came up again, that might be something to think about. But yeah, I'll go to Europe if that's all that's available. But I think it's definitely time to move on from Gang 1, definitely time to move on from Asia and find a new home on a new continent. So there it is, Gang 1 win the Champions League, and we've done everything we set out to do here. Like I say, time to move on. So that is it for Gang 1, and that is it for Asia. When you come back for episode 10, we'll hopefully have a new home, and I'll show you what happened in the latter half of this season if we end up staying with Gang 1 in the next video. But that is all for now. I really appreciate your view. I really appreciate any comments that are left in the comment section. Please leave a like if you liked it. Share the video if you want to share it. Anything you do is really appreciated. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. But thanks again for everything. Your support means the world. Bye for now.